Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. So this is my third video in a series called A Prophet Like Unto Moses. As the scripture states, the Lord will raise up a prophet like unto Moses, and the Lord will put the words in his mouth. It is I who speak unto you, brothers and sisters, and these are the words that was given unto Moses, and is now given unto me. This is called the story of Joseph. Poor Joseph. He was the second youngest of 12, his pop's favorite, but his brothers was always giving him hell. They couldn't take it. When he told them about the dreams that he had, they got mad, hoping that they wouldn't come to pass. Meanwhile, his dad made him a coat of many colors, but in the end, all it did was fuel the hatred towards his brothers. They talked amongst each other, and their plan was this: when we see him, we gonna throw Joseph down in the pit. And they did. Stripped him of his coat, sold him for some chips. They took blood of a goat to make sure that they story stick. They told their father what had happened, bunch of lies they was yapping. He burst into tears when he saw the blood on his jacket. Meanwhile, Joseph was shipped to the land of Egypt as a slave, but the Lord was with him all of his days. He found grace in the sight of his master. Time passed, he gained clout, became the watchman over his house. The captain's spouse wanted Joseph. She tried to commit adultery. He told that woman, "Get up off me." He left that woman feeling salty. That Hebrew servant mocked me is what she had yelled to Jezebel. But they still threw Joseph in jail. While in prison, he met two men who had dreams, and God gave him interpretation to tell him what they mean. The butler would return unto the king, and the baker in 3 days would die and be hung from a tree. And it happened like he said. Prophecy was fulfilled. The butler kept his job, but the baker was killed. But he didn't stay true to his deal. He wasn't real. He was supposed to tell Pharaoh to let Joseph out of jail. Then the king, he had a couple of dreams, but no one on the scene was able to tell Pharaoh what they mean. So they ran around the king looking hopeless. The wise men and magicians didn't know it until they asked Joseph. Joseph made Pharaoh understand about God's plans, how there soon would be a famine in the land. So he put Joseph in a high position. He gave him a ring, a chain. He even draped him in linen. He even changed his name and his physical frame several years before the famine had came. Then proceeded the drought. Luckily, they bagged up crops. That was the plot before the rain had stopped. So he opened up shop, sold crops, had everything on lock. Everybody came to cop, cause Egypt was the spot. Joseph's own kinfolks came to spend dough, but it was Joseph who they didn't know. Love is what he didn't show. He put all his brothers through all sorts of trials. He remembered the dreams that he had as a child. He kept a low profile. But before it was time to send them home, the last minute, Joseph made himself known. I'm gone.